Hello everyone and welcome back. I hope this video finds everyone in good health and in good spirits. Uh, I've got a little short video I'd like to play for you, and this is by a radio host for decades who was on the radio, and he actually made this video. I believe it was 58 years ago. I believe it was in 1965. And anyway, I'll play it, and then after the video, I'll come back and I'll give you my thoughts on it.
If I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and four-fifths of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree, thee. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions, just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
Well, it's hard to believe that video came out in 1965. Actually, it's not a video. It's just a recording of a radio program that Paul Harvey put on the radio in 1965. But everything that he spoke of on that radio show uh, during this recording has come to light. It's come to full circle. Uh, what I try to do on this channel is inform people how dangerous we are of losing our country. I try to inform people on the people that are governing us are evil individuals. There's no other way that you can describe these people. They're just pure evil. We're running out of time. In my opinion, I believe the 2024 presidential election will be our last chance. to save this country. If the Marxists on the left win the White House, I believe that we will never have a Republican in office again. And I believe that with my heart. So, what I do on this channel is uh, basically all I can do is try to reach as many people as I can. It doesn't matter whether you're on the left or the right. This this tribalism that we are all caught up in, it's not no good for anybody. Uh, Most of you know how I feel. I feel that Donald Trump needs to be back in the White House. I don't believe that there's another Republican out there after what he's gone through in the last 7 years. Let me see, 2015. Yeah, I guess you could say almost 8 years now that what he's gone through. He knows what needs to be done to try to save this country. And on this channel, I told you that if I could come up with any ideas that would even remotely be possible to save this country, I'd speak them with you. I believe the only way to save this country is to eradicate the devil, the evilness in Washington, D.C. Uh, we need to split up Washington, D.C. All of the government buildings that are in Washington, D.C., with these acronyms like DOJ, FBI, EPA, I believe they're too close to one another. They need to be separated. I've told you in the past that the DOJ, their main offices should be, I don't know, Anchorage, Alaska. The FBI, I think we need to move their headquarters. Uh, we need to move them down towards the border somewhere. Uh, El Paso would be a good place for them. Uh, I'm thinking maybe we could move the EPA. We'll keep them on the East Coast. We'll stick them over in Jersey. That'd be a good place for them. But if we do not elect Donald Trump back to the White House, I think it's over with. And it doesn't matter if you don't like Donald Trump. You got to remember one thing: he put himself out there for us. He didn't have to. He's taken a lot of arrows for us, and he told us when he started this that they're not after him; they're after us, and he's just standing in the way. Think about it. This is someone who is a billionaire. You can bicker over how many billions or whatever the case may be, but he's a billionaire. He could have lived the rest of his life and been happy. Um, but he chose to try to save a country that he loves, to save the American people that he loves. Paul Harvey told us in this video exactly what we would be dealing with. He told us this in 1965. So I don't care what generation you're from, if you can listen to the video that I made of his recording back in 1965 and just not be astonished as to how accurate he was. He was no prophet. This is stuff that we've learned through history, where history repeats itself. So, our government, they must keep us divided. I've told you this in the past, and they will divide us on every aspect of our life. And we need to wake up. I really would appreciate it if you would share this video with everybody you know, and let them listen to this and come to their conclusions, whether they think that the government is evil. I believe the government is. And what we've seen with Joe Biden and his son Hunter and the FBI covering it up, hiding evidence that incriminated Joe Biden and his son in illegal dealings with foreign governments, selling out the United States of America, that's treasonous. One of the folks on the left mentioned about Donald Trump taking documents, and she actually spoke the truth when she didn't mean to say it out loud. She said that Donald Trump was a treasonist and that he should be shot. Joe Biden was a senator. He had no rights whatsoever to classified documents, to take them out of the SCIF, to take them out of the Senate. But he scattered them all over the United States, from California to Pennsylvania. Uh, this isn't about tribalism, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. This is about saving this country. Ladies and gentlemen of America, you have been brainwashed. You are continuing to be brainwashed. You send your kids to these colleges to be indoctrinated. You send your kids to these government schools, quote unquote, public education. It is government indoctrination by the Marxists on the left. It's time that we all stand up and fight for our country. I love this country and I love every American in this country. I pray that you share this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make a comment on the video. If you would like to shoot me an email, you can reach me at unitedilovethiscountry@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.